Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So, let's talk about what happened to Trump. Now, the whole entire world was shook for the most part, and everybody had different reasons for it. Like for me personally, when it comes to that situation, I was waiting to see to make sure it wasn't somebody that had the same skin complexion as myself. Because, as we all know, that if it was somebody that looked like myself, had a skin complexion of myself, or any other minority for that matter, that it was going to be a full-out riot in all the states, especially in the South. Trump is very beloved in the South. It is interesting, just because you're happy or satisfied or okay with Trump not getting hurt, people act like that means you support him, that you want him to be reelected. Keeping in mind that me not wanting Trump to be hurt in that way or unalived is also me saying that I want to make sure that the people that I love and care for are going to be okay. Because people who are for Trump are normally very radical. And you can say that for any side. Nobody is really all that politically informed. Let's be 100% clear here. Not to mean that your average American, no matter who's in office, they're not paying attention to the details of the policies. They don't question it. They normally follow the same policies, or the same party that their parents and grandparents did. And if they switch eventually, so be it. And you'll see all kinds of videos of people, like street interviews, or they'll make a hypothetical as well. If Biden did this or Obama did this, and they'll say, well, no, that wasn't actually Biden, that wasn't actually Biden or Obama. It was really Trump that did this. Then they'll sit there and be like, oh, okay, well, no, that's just completely wrong. But they'll be okay with it. Once they said it was wrong, once they thought it was Biden or Trump. Biden or Obama. Barack Obama. And I bring this all up is that Secret Service detail was really bad. And the reason I say that, when I was looking at the video, like most people did, and I saw they say that, men and women can do any job that they want to. A woman can do any job that a man can, and vice versa. However, though, I would like to think whoever's going to be protecting the president of the United States, or the vice president, or former presidents, I think ideally they should be at least the exact same height as the person that they're protecting. Because I pointed out in my other video that there's a clear headshot view. You see all Trump's face whenever it came to her trying to be in front of him. And they'll try to put their hands up, but let's be real here, bullets go through hands all the time. It's not that big of a deal. Compared to back in 2016, and I should have grabbed that video clip so I could put it in here. Maybe when I re-upload it, I'll put it in there. But in 2016, there was a threat of a firearm. It wasn't even shown. They thought the person had a firearm, and they went ahead and rushed Trump off stage. They didn't give him an opportunity to say wait or anything along those lines. They rushed him off stage like they're supposed to, because it's a Secret Service. They're supposed to protect those people who have been in office, running for office, etc. What happened recently, and the more things that come out, it's kind of like, where was that same protection? And again, I'm not saying that a woman cannot be a Secret Service agent. Most likely that woman could take me down one-on-one with all her training. At least I would assume so. She's a secret agent, right? But what I'm not okay with, and I will never be okay with, that when you have an open area like that, and you see one of our former presidents not being fully covered, not being rushed off stage, him pretty much controlling the situation. Because in that moment, I guess Trump wanted to see Trump wanted to see tough and have that adrenaline going. So he wanted to make sure that he showed that strong front, screaming out fight, and people screaming out USA, which is crazy in itself. The main reason I say it's crazy in itself, because there was literally somebody in the crowd who got hit, I thought, who was protecting his family. Now, no matter political views aside, if you're sitting there and you're protecting your family, and I'm assuming, and they showed pictures of it, right? There was all kinds of red juice all over the bleacher stands and stuff like that. I think there's left a phone there, but people were still screaming out USA. Trump was still there trying to wave out his fist, trying to show himself, and that was really irresponsible of Trump. And I can't rock with that. Yeah, I'm glad that attempt was not successful, just for the fact if it was, and especially if it would look like somebody like that had my skin complexion, or a brown one, or a yellow one, or whatever, any other person that was white, it would have been all out craziness out here. But to think that all those people who was out there and they saw, you know, all that stuff, and they're screaming out USA, Trump standing there waving out his fist, which is just pretty much wanting to put not only his life in danger again, the Secret Service agent's life in danger, and then on top of that, the people in the background in danger. And that's why I can't rock with. Yeah, it's cool Trump was not okay, but he had a disregard of life for the people that was there, the people that was trying to protect him, the people that was trying to support him. And nobody never really says that. That was really irresponsible of Trump to do that. He should have been down and stayed down, not try to get a great photo op. And now somebody lost their life and a girl doesn't have a father. Now I get it. I think the family said the man was a hardcore Trump supporter. But outside of a hardcore Trump supporter, I think he'll much rather be here and then just be remembered as a guy who lost his life protecting his family. And I think Trump owes that family a lot. I think he really does. Because he didn't do the actions, to me, of a man who should be president. You don't sit here and endanger more lives for nothing. And that's what he did. By him standing there waving his fist, screaming out fight. Because keep in mind, at that particular moment, there was no confirmation that the shooter was down. We didn't know that at the time. He didn't know that at the time. So I forget how many Secret Service agents was around him. Let's say 5, right? He put 5 lives in immediate danger right there because he wouldn't stand down and move out the way. That wasn't bravery. That was foolishness. And then on top of that, the people in the background, one who did get hit, ended up losing their life. And you know what's very interesting, right? A lot of people want to say that Democrats are trying to take the guns away and things of that nature, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm all for us having our firearms and things of that nature. I really am. But there's something to be said in a sense that the gun that the shooter used, allegedly, that I heard, supposedly that I heard, was one of the rifles they were trying to get banned. The Democratic Party was trying to get banned. And instead of letting it get banned, it didn't. And that's fine. That was the exact same gun that tried to hit Trump. There's this like kind of an irony in that in a sense. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to say that, you know, talk about that. Maybe have a conversation, actually have somebody in here. But that's just really disappointing to see a president do that. And if he's in that little regard of his own life, then how is he going to take in consideration of the lives of the people that are in the military, the U.S. citizens, and everything else? Because we got to see him in live action. A lot of people want to say, yeah, he was brave, he stood up tough and strong and yada yada yada. He got a great photo op, and he did get a great photo. You can't pay for a photo like that. A photo like that will live forever, right? He that's whatever. However, though, outside of that great photo, he put a lot of lives in danger because we did not know that shooter was down at the time. We didn't know. And that's the part of the honest conversation I really want to have about Trump, because I haven't heard anybody talk about this. And on top of that, and you know, get into almost a slight conspiracy area here. You know, you got this whole entire, I know his last name is Crooks. It's not Matthew Crooks, it's Thomas Crooks. Thomas Matthew Crooks. a Republican Party member. Now, granted, a lot of the times I feel like when you're that young, it's very hard for you to have a full allegiance to any political party at all. You're not informed enough nor lit enough knife. But he was a registered Republican. Now that could be because that's what his parents encouraged him to do. Like most 18-year-olds, you're gonna go with the party that your parents are. You know, hey, mom, dad, what are you? Oh, I'm a Democrat. Okay. When you go register, most of the time you just want to go Democrat because when you're that young, a lot of the time you just don't care. That's normally around the time you vote in your first election. So supposedly he was a registered Republican. Was his ideals aligned with that? I'm not sure. Especially that video that came out that said, you know, he hates Republicans and Donald Trump. And there is something that can be said about hating Republicans and Donald Trump, because that was the same sentiment when the Tea Party was very big a while back. The Tea Party was Republicans, but they consider themselves like a separate part of them. So they was pretty radical in a lot of ways, and they loved their guns and the Bibles, and they just hang around those two areas there. But back to Thomas, you know, it recently came out that he was in a commercial and after for BlackRock. And if you don't know about BlackRock, then I don't need to tell you about it. Just Google it. It's crazy. And then, you know, the conspiracy theorists are having a field day with the whole entire BlackRock thing. I'm not going to touch that subject because I'm not going to allow you a company like that kind of intimidates me. But I will say this though. Too many things are having too many question marks and more things come out. And it seems like they keep trying to hide it. Because I mentioned before, why is there none of this man's social media anywhere? You can't find any old pictures or anything unless it's leaked by some anonymous source. And sometimes I think this anonymous source that's quote unquote leaking stuff is trying to help spin a narrative for a story. I am about to go soon. I got some errands to run, but I just want to talk about that. And if you do watch this video, let me know what you think if you made it this far. And also comment and subscribe, you know. Do you think that Trump was irresponsible in the way he handled that? Truthfully, the way the Secret Service allowed Trump in that instance to pretty much tell him to tell them what to do in a situation that they're trained to handle, kind of makes me think that there was more to the story than what we know, because we already know the person who took out Thomas was told to wait, supposedly. You know, and I say supposedly and you know, all this other kind of stuff because we hear stuff that coming from news sources, and news sources change, right? That happens all the time. But yeah, this is just all suspicious. It's all funny to me. Not funny, ha, like funny, like this isn't reality. This shouldn't be America. We shouldn't have a former president, a president who's getting ready to run again in that situation. He should at least have people his height guarding him. So if you want to have a woman on his team, that's fine. Have a woman that's the same height as Trump. 'Cause I think Trump's like, what, 6'2", I want to say? He's 6 something. So, you know, find another woman that's the same height as Trump to cover him. Not somebody that's shorter. That was an embarrassment. Don't let the man bully you, or not bully you, tell you what to do in a situation where lives are on the line. That was also ridiculous. He has put more lives in danger, immediate danger. And most people don't talk about that. They just talk about the great photo and how he looked at that moment. Look, I already made peace with Trump. It's already going to be our next president. Or our president again, excuse me. But just because he's going to be our president again, just because he looked tough in the moment, doesn't mean he handled that moment correctly. In that moment, I need a drink of water. My throat's getting dry. I got to start bringing me a cup of water or something over here. That doesn't mean he handled it right in the moment. He didn't. And if we're being honest about that, we should know that. Anyways, I'm about to get out of here. Whoever watched, thank you. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day.